What's up, my dudes? It's the Vigorous Q&A, the last one of 2025. Of course, there's going to be another one next week, but it's the last one of this year. This year, even though I took a little bit of a sabbatical, let me have a look at how many live streams I have in my Vigorous Q&A Podbean Files podcasting folder. 33. So this is the 34th. So out of 52 weeks, we had 52 weeks this year, I did 34 live streams. I don't think that's bad for becoming a parent. Let's see, how many percent is that? 34 divided by 52, 65% of the time. Should have done one more, 69%. if you know, you know. So next year, we're just going to do weekly Vigorous Q&As again. I have no more excuses. Next year, I'm also going to go back to deep dives. That's my New Year's resolution. I got to get back on the SS31 and the Anadrol and the Visceral and the Meldonium and whatever else deep dive. It's, I've been slacking way too hard, but I had a good time, guys. Thanks so much for your support. Thank you so much for still using my discount codes. The income has gone up, even though I haven't really worked, which is like ideal, right? Like I almost doubled my income this year. Insane. For not really making videos. I mean, I did work. I did live streams. I did consultations. I got clients in the 10-hour package. And but a lot of the sales came from affiliate sales, which is because of you guys using my code. So much appreciated. I'm kind of done chilling and relaxing. The cycle is over. Next week we're starting TRT. I'm going to do a fast as well. Get all of this bloat out of my stomach, because I mean, you probably can't tell from my face, but this Wednesday, right? We had Christmas, and then I was invited to my neighbors who are from America, and they're trying to renounce their nationality and get a Thai passport. One of them is half Thai, so he's got a Thai passport already. But the wifey, she's trying to, get a Thai passport as well. So I brought them something from home, 10 cheesecakes. Yes, 10 different cheesecakes. It's like all the most diabetic ones I got. So we shared those. And then obviously she, at the end of the night, right, they made eggnog and what is that? Some sort of special wine, like malt wine with cinnamon and all kinds of additives. It's basically sangria, but for Christmas. And then we had cornbread. Oh, man, so good. And barbecue and all kinds of salads, and it was amazing, but there was a lot of cheesecake left, so I took home about 3 slices of cheesecake, right, but different chunks, so it's like a giant mess of cheesecake, and I ate that on Thursday. And on Friday I had a little bit, some 7-Eleven garbage, and then at least today it was good on a diet, but tomorrow's Sunday, so next week we got to purge, bro. No, I just feel a little bit like, I don't know, after a couple of days of eating processed food, my digestion feels a little bit off, and it's time for a fast anyway, and then do some blood work and some organ imaging. And then fingers crossed, all that cheesecake is out of my system and my arteries are not clogged. Okay, so next week is TRT fasting. Merry Christmas and Happy New Year's to all of you guys. Obviously, New Year's is going to be on the Wednesday to Thursday, so I won't be here. But Saturday, January 3rd, I'll be back. Yeah, and then hopefully I'll look a little bit more streamlined than now. Man, even though I will throw in the GH, obviously, to help with fat loss. If you know, you know. All right, let's get the disclaimer out of the way, and then we can do some questions. Joshua, how much Tren to one to let me solo her a Borg? If it's the Borg Queen, you definitely need some mitochondrial support. I don't think Tren would help, because otherwise you're going to pull a data and then you get your freak on with the Borg Queen. So mitochondrial support to get rid of those nanobots, nanoprobes, and then you cannot be assimilated, bro. The mitochondria are too strong, right? Too many midichlorians. It's off the chart, over 9,000. I mean, how many memes do you want to throw into this battle? But what is it? Solo leveling, yeah. Solo leveling, arise. And they got a whole a whole army of Borg drones in your arsenal. All right, Let's get serious now. Hey, Big Steve, I know you always like Meldonium with diisodechloroacetate. Can you possibly stack Meldonium with Aicar, or would the glucose and fat oxidation interfere? Yeah, so for Aicar to work, you promote fatty acid oxidation as well, but it is just a good, enhancement of metabolic function. For Aicar to work, you need carnitine, but Meldonium, the way Meldonium works, meldronate works, is by inhibiting carnitine synthesis and solely focusing energy production to glucose or from glucose, because there's no fatty acid oxidation, because there's no carnitine to shuttle the medium, long chain, and even short chain triglycerides into the mitochondria. So Meldonium with diisodechloroacetate, right? DADA, probably butchered that. It's been a while. You need to make a deep dive on that too. But meldronate with DADA works well because they have a synergistic effect regarding glucose oxidation and the recycling of ATP. No fatty acids required. But you could also stack DADA with Aicar, but stacking Meldonium with Aicar, I don't think that's a good idea. So, DADA, Aicar, yes. DADA meldronate, yes. DADA carnitine, yes. DADA cardarine, yes. But Meldonium with carnitine, no. Meldonium with cardarine, no. Meldonium with Aicar, no. And Meldonium on a ketogenic diet, yeah, not a good idea. Hello, Daddy Steve. No questions. Just want to wish you and your family Merry Christmas and an absolutely wonderful New Year. Likewise, Adrian. Much appreciated. Appreciate everything you put out and definitely see you soon. Yeah, Adrian is coming to Thailand. And then we're going to do some eating. Some binging and purging. No, we'll just eat some good stuff. Steve, I've been off Tren for 8 days now. How long should I stop sweating in my sleep? I stopped like over a week ago and I'm still sweating. So you let me know. But it probably takes about 2 weeks, 4 weeks to metabolize. So give it some time, man. Give it some time. Hello, Steve. I'm 10 days abdominal post-op that has left me with a 15-pound lift restriction for 6 weeks. I want to regain my strength quickly afterwards. Would adding in TRT make a difference? I mean, if you were not on TRT before, then yes, it would make a difference. But the faster you get back into the gym, the sooner you're able to rip open your abdominal, whatever surgery you had. So I would just take it easy, man. I took it easy too. I had like a gyno surgery and liposuction and leg surgery. Just take it easy. The muscle will come back. It's okay. Take it easy. The last thing you want is to rip open your stomach and force you to do another surgery. Like so many people that did the umbilical hernia surgery, they get into the gym, they start leg pressing hard, they wear a belt, and then boop, 1 second to the next, they're out of commission again. So take it easy. Take all the peptides and the healing stuff that I mentioned in so many videos, and just take it easy, dude. You will regain your strength, but it's better to regain your strength slowly as you're still recovering, because 6 weeks is usually not enough. Like for all this injury to really heal, it takes like 3 months for structurally everything, all the adhesions and the scar tissue is kind of gone. So just take it easy, man. Otherwise you have 2 surgeries. 69 days until the Arnold Classic, baby. If you know, you know. Master Pump Mechanic Steve, I'm thinking of trying an additional injectable pre-workout besides DADA for ATP-based options. Are there any extra compounds worth prioritizing in addition to AMP different? Okay, I guess that's the end. No, ATP, AMP-based injectable pre-workouts from Somacams or Modern Aminos, those are absolutely great. Code Vigorous, you can get your data there as well. I think that's good. I mean, if you help shuttle some nutrients in, insulin or IGF-1, LR3, Increlex, whatever you can get your hands on, and whatever you can afford, obviously. Like anything with glucose and AMP and glucose shuttling, don't say berberine. Skeletal muscle contractions is far superior than berberine or dihydroberberine. Don't get too excited about those kinds of compounds. It's good before bed, but not before the workout. So DADA, some glucose pre-workout, something to shuttle those glucose into the mitochondria. DADA will help with the recycling of that glucose, so you shuttle the glucose in with perhaps insulin or IGF-1, and then some ATP, AMP-based intra-workouts. Yeah, injectable pre-workouts. Good stuff. Santa Steve, what's your cold flu protocol? Do you still train do cardio? What supplements, recovery methods? Yeah, people keep asking me, but I have no idea. I just ride it out. I have a little bit of a sniffle now as well due to the change of seasons and doing a lot of nighttime riding with my motorbike. And then you hit some cold air pockets. And then, you probably get some dirty water splashed in your face as I drive through Bangkok. And then you got the sniffle as well. So I have no idea, man. I take my vitamin C. I think scientifically it's been debunked that vitamin C helps with, the removal of the cold and the flu. But you can't take antibiotics. You could take some antioxidants like N-acetylcysteine or glycine N-acetylcysteine for more glutathione production, or inject glutathione. But just keep your body hot, drink a lot of tea, and that usually works. I really don't know beyond that. Tina Carlson, who got a membership gifted. Thanks so much for the gift, VIP membership. I was blown away. Hey, Tina, you got a month to get all your questions in. Hurry up and buy. Hope Santa was nice to you, Steve. I wanted to ride the Ducati XDiavel V4, and then they sold the demo model to a guy that was like, I need that Ducati, bro. I want to be the first. So I'm not going to be the first that has a Ducati XDiavel in Thailand. There were already 2 sold. So I'm going to have to wait another month. Like, I'm not going to spend $50,000 on a motorcycle that I haven't driven. I sat on it. I've been watching all the review videos, but that's not enough. Right? You got to try before you buy. That's with women and motorcycles. Try before you buy. Don't marry a virgin, and don't buy a motorcycle that you haven't ridden yet. And I want to put this thing into 10,000 RPMs and then see how I like it. Let's see. Any thoughts on what the half-life of injectable Anadrol used sub-Q would be? I have no idea. Thanks as always. Happy New Year, and can't wait for the deep dives. Injectable Anadrol, I don't think there's an established half-life. I think the oral half-life is anywhere between 10 to 14 hours, depending on which study you read, so there's a range. But usually with injectable stuff, if you go sub-Q, like with insulin growth hormone, or steroid-based, like Winstrol or testosterone suspension, that has a half-life of approximately 24 hours. So peptides are a lot shorter. They're easy to diffuse, but steroid molecules, even though they're much, much smaller, it seems that they diffuse into the surrounding tissue a little bit slower. And maybe due to the inflammation from the post-injection pain, it stays in the injection depot a little bit longer. So whether that's intramuscular or subcutaneous, I think the half-life is approximately 24 hours. And that's why we do the injectable Anadrol in MCT oil. 1 hour pre-workout into the major muscle group that we're going to train that day. So if it's injectable Anadrol pre-workout for chest day, straight into the chest. If it's for back day, straight into the lats. If it's leg day, straight into the quads, right? Pinning the hamstrings is a little bit difficult. There's too many muscles there. But the quads, 100 milligrams, 50 milligrams bilaterally, left and right, hell yes. Yeah, sub-Q, I wouldn't do it. I would just do it pre-workout intramuscularly. Steve with the fresh cut, welcome back. Yeah, I use the what is it called? The Philips One blade on my hair, on my head as well, so it's a little bit shorter. You got a major pimple here. This is like a cheesecake pimple. I got to pop that one tonight. Oh, man, it hurts too. 42 years old, still got a pimple. This one, I don't know what this is. It's probably cancer. Skin tag. You got to cut that out. Yeah, so fresh haircut today. Fresh shave. And tomorrow I look like a caveman again. How's dental care in Thailand compared to the United States? Wanting implants and gyno surgery. I have no idea in the US because I've never done any medical procedures in the US. It is okay. I can do some teeth whitening once before I go to the US, because the US people are so shallow, and if you don't have white teeth, then they call you Euro teeth, right? So since I do smoke cigars and drink a boatload of coffee, I always bleach my teeth before I go to the US, so I feel a little bit more in place. With all the other people that have pearly white teeth and turkey teeth and veneers and whatnot. So yeah, we're 2 months out for teeth whitening. All the dental care that I've gotten here has been reasonably inexpensive. Like this tooth, this one, Here. That one is fake. I cracked that tooth on my birthday, no less, on one of those sprinkles you put in ice cream, right? It was a little bit too, and then it cracked right down the middle. So they removed that on my birthday. That was the best birthday present ever. I went to, to the dental clinic and I got a fucking root canal. And they installed one of those, little pins in there. And then 3 months later or 6 months later, it was finally embedded hard enough that the bone is gone around it. And then they put the dental implant, which honestly feels like a piece of gum. So that I'm not too happy with. It doesn't really feel like a tooth. It just feels like a piece of gum stuck in there. But all the other dental work, like I have a little bit of a thing here that chipped off. All the teeth whitening, all the cleaning. It's usually been pretty okay. Yeah, this one I'll probably get changed at one point. But compared to the US, it's probably free. In the US, all the healthcare is just mad expensive, whether you have insurance or not. Latin America has the most expensive healthcare in the world. Like you pay like $500 for a tablet of paracetamol. That's how much of a theft takes place. Like giving birth costs $1 million, something like that. So here, I think this root canal and the implant and all the extra things, for total, I think I was done for like $3,000. Yeah, $3,500, something like that. Gyno surgery was about $3,000, but I got a bit of a discount. It's $3,000 with my liposuction, but I got a bit of a discount because Rotterdam Hospital in Ceylon has been using my pictures. And they got a lot of customers out of it. So I got a discount and they got some free promotional material. But if I ever want to, if I want to get this skin tag removed, I can do that for free. And I'm sure I can do some cosmetic surgery for free now because they got so many customers out of it. They said, whatever you want to get done, just come on over and we'll get it sorted. So can you unugly me? I said, well, for that you're going to have to pay. Post-vomit comet pumps are great. Yeah, but then your stomach is empty. You might go hypo. Doing my fasted cardio right now while watching. All right, keep it up. 2.5 hours, bro. Make it until the end. I'll go for 2.5 hours today, or at least 2. And then if you can make it to the entire fasted cardio session 2.5 hours, then you're a fucking beast. Watch the live cam in the Philippines. Don't know how you drive there, bro. Wear a helmet. Yeah, of course I wear a helmet. But I'm used to it now. And honestly, traffic in Bangkok is not as atrocious as it is in Phuket or Pattaya or Chiang Mai. Or like here in Bangkok, people have expensive cars and the roads are kind of narrow. But as soon as you go out, like Phuket and Pattaya, they have a little bit better city planning, road planning, or there was more land available. So in Phuket, you got a giant highway, or in Pattaya, you got a giant highway, like 4 or 5 lanes, and people drive like absolute maniacs. There. I remember when I bought the Triumph Rocket 3 secondhand and I drove it back. I'm like, these people are all going to die at one point. And I saw like 4 accidents on the way home. It took me about 3 hours. And then I finally started to rip it when I was at Bang Nai Road here in Bangkok. That's when I felt like, okay, now I can finally push this bike to 140 kilometers per hour, even though it's 120 kilometers per hour. Come arrest me. Come arrest me, bro. But yeah, I always wear a helmet, and I make sure I have plenty of space between me and the cars. Lane splitting only when all the cars are sitting still, and I can go in between. But lane splitting while everybody's driving fast? Ban user and delete their comments. Bye. Bye. I don't want to deal with that shit. Where are we? Hit the like button, you losers. No, it's fine, man. Just use my affiliate code Vigorous, wherever you might shop, and send me some super chats, and then I'm happy. Likes don't get you paid, but super chats and discount codes usage, that's fine. Hey, Steve, I heard a coach right before Christmas. He stepped on the Olympia stage for the first time this year. How much would you expect a coach of this caliber to cost? He didn't make top 16. I don't think you should be coached by Olympia competitors. They're too busy competing at the Olympia. So why don't you hire his coach? And if he didn't make top 16 or he did not place and he's in the top 16, right? So he's at the Mr. Olympia. There's only 16 people ahead of him. You're not ahead of him. His coach is not ahead of him in the bodybuilding space. So it doesn't matter if he's 16th or not. He beat everybody else. The 2 million, 3 million bodybuilders that are out there, and plus the gym rats. He beat me. He beat you. He beat your coach or his coach because he stepped on the Olympia stage. But I would not be coached by an Olympia competitor because they're too busy competing. Hire his coach or hire a coach that doesn't compete. So, because, they're mindless drones that have one aspiration in life, and that's to win shows. And then the ultimate prize is obviously the Olympia. I wonder, like Ian Vayer had to retire also. He was coaching Chris Bumstead, and he was like, I can't even focus on my own show. I have to focus on Chris. And obviously that cost him a placing or two because he was so involved with his wife and Chris at the time. I think his wife was also competing at a show as well, if I remember correctly. And it just makes it very, very hard. So whoever is coaching your coach, hire him. And if you want a good coach, it starts at $400 a month. And if somebody's charging you $300, then I wouldn't say that's a good coach. Good coaches start at $350, $400, $500, because they're expensive. And if you hear a coach that says, hey, I have 200 clients, that's a red flag. That means he doesn't have time for you. Like there's 40 hours in the week. 40 hours in the week divided by 200, or let's do that 2 minutes first. So 40 times 60 divided by 200. It's got 12 minutes for you that week. Times 4.5. So he's got 55 minutes per month for you. Doesn't sound like a lot. A good coach caps it off at 50 clients, maybe 60. Jake Applebaum. Hey, Happy New Year, Steve. A few GH questions for you. I'm like you and prioritize my productivity, so I'm trying to figure out what a good GH protocol is. Do you prefer doing your GH at night when you dose 2 times a week? Yeah, I took it 2 times a week post leg day because the day after leg day I'm less productive, so might as well take some growth hormone and then maximize the growth. So I would take 10 IUs, sometimes 20 IUs if I really had a good workout. But the last 2 months it's been, my body kind of hurts. It's time to come back to a cruise. I mean, I hit my PRs, but like a phenomenal workout where you're on cloud 9 because you PR'd everywhere. But of course the PRs can't keep going. So at one point you're at max weight for every exercise, every workout. And then you're like, fuck it, I'll do 10 IUs because I did the exact same weights last week. I got maybe 1 rep more or 1 rep less. So you don't feel like you earned that 20 IUs. So I would do 10 IUs post leg day twice a week. And then the next day I'm a little bit less productive. I just do routine work, handling emails, but research the day after leg day, no, it's not my thing. I would have to do that the day before. Solo leveling had a 40K episode or 2. Yeah, absolutely, man. Solo leveling is, I'm very happy that Aaron recommended that to me. It was great to watch. I was thoroughly entertained. I hope there's going to be a season 3. Yeah. I was just laughing all the way through and just sitting there like, fuck yeah, dude. Professor Glycogen Steve, are you using like ChatGPT to pick up nicknames? For people using liquid or powdered carbs for practicality, any reason or downsides versus solid food in terms of digestion is good? Well, you don't have any micronutrients. And obviously liquid or powdered carbs digest super, super fast, so you might get more of an insulin response than solid food that has to digest and trickles down those carbohydrates with appropriate ratios of micronutrients like magnesium, potassium, etc., calcium, all needed for glucose uptake to a certain extent, than these liquid carbs. So I would prefer solid food. And liquid carbs or powdered carbs you can take intra-workout when you're training insane, but most people don't need it. Honestly, most people don't need it. You just need to eat good food. Like the lives, you filthy animals. And Happy New Year. Should have done that with a shotgun. How would you compare water retention and other sites on Chinese generics GH from anabolic pharmacists versus genotropin and norditropin? So I used the Chinese generics from anabolic pharmacists, and it was less than the belly gas GH, less than the genotropin, more than the norditropin. Yeah, norditropin, I got the least amount of water retention. Genotropin gave me the most amount of water retention of any pharmaceutical growth hormone. I've never used Serostim, so I can't really compare to that. Omnitrope was less than genotropin, but more than norditropin. And I would say that anabolic pharmacists, like that GH comes from the, I think the Ansamon factory. And Ansamon is one of the, Ansamon and Gintropin are the only two pharmaceutically approved growth hormones in China that are they're a pharmaceutical grade, basically. So those are FDA approved, and then this Chinese generic comes from the same factory. So it's good stuff. That's what I used. I didn't use anything this week because I didn't train legs. Sorry. Not sorry. Imagine how bloated I would look if I used 20 IUs of Chinese generics from anabolic pharmacists. I mean, not that you're bloated, but stacking 20 IUs Chinese generics with 4 cheesecakes in 2 days, that's a lot. That's a lot, bro. Hey, but it's Christmas, man. Give me a break. Give me a break, Sonia. How do you know what preservatives the Chinese generics from AP? I have no idea. Are you comfortable with them? I have no idea what kind of preservatives are in there. Do you have any concerns about Bloxane, given the issues Kurt's clients had with the cystatin C? If there's Bloxane in it, my cystatin C would go up, but it didn't. So, yeah, no, I didn't see any changes on my kidney markers. So I'm good in that sense. But yeah, unfortunately, if you send it to Januszek or any other third-party testing, you don't know exactly what's in there. I can ask AP. See if the factory would tell him, but I highly doubt that the factory would tell him what's in there. So in the end, you don't know. And the good thing about pharmaceutical grade GH is that they do list which of these polymers and preservatives they put in there, or you could find that in the link that I posted to one of the books on PubMed. Right, I had that little article. I linked that in the one of the anabolic roundtables. It's right there in the description section and the pinned comment. So it is there linked, right? But besides Serostim, I think all of the other pharmaceutical growth hormones list their preservatives and polymers and whatnot are in there, and then you can make an informed decision. I've never heard anybody get kidney failure from growth hormone, though. From steroid abuse and uncontrolled blood pressure issues, sure. But from growth hormone? You know what? My kidneys exploded. It wasn't the Boldenum, bro. It was the pharmaceutical GH. Steve, just got a partial results back. I have a progesterone of 8.3 nanograms per milliliter on 1.3 grams of test, 350 milligrams of Tren, 350 milligrams of Mastrone. Prolactin is 12.1 nanograms per milliliter, so that's in range. Haven't received estradiol results back yet. Is Caber my best option? Progesterone is high, maybe because of Trenbolone is detecting as progesterone, but usually Trenbolone detects as estradiol. It could be that your progesterone is high because you're taking something that inhibits the metabolism of progesterone into corticosteroids, basically, like corticosterone, cortisol, etc. Or you're getting a false positive from something that you're taking, or your mitochondrial function is so obscene that you're producing a lot of pregnenolone and thus a lot of progesterone. But yeah, mine is like 0.5 to 1 nanograms per milliliter. This seems quite high. So there might be a metabolism issue there. Prolactin is normal. It's not high. 12.1 nanograms per milliliter. Let me confirm that. Prolactin reference range. Yeah, it's up to 20 nanograms per milliliter. So I think you're in the middle of the reference range, bro. So you're fine. You're fine. Do you have any side effects? Do you have any libido issues? Do you have any a dick that doesn't go up or only halfway and then it's kind of like pointing left and right instead of like, motherfuckers, I'm here, pointing to the sky, I'm number one. You know, get ready for this, Dick. That's halfway up. So what's the problem? I don't see you have any problems, but you should at least wait for your estradiol. But your estradiol is probably high because you're on Trenbolone, and who knows if your Masteron is real? Maybe the Tren is Deca and the Masteron is Test Probe. So you're on like 2 grams of test and 500 Deca to match. Hey Steve, I asked you about water retention in the lower legs, ankles last live on 700 tests, 560 EQ. I lowered carbs and haven't had any issues since. Blood pressure range, any idea why this may happen? Loss of insulin sensitivity. I think last time I told you that it might be heart failure. It could still be heart failure, but now you manage your water retention better. So bloods are in range. The blood work doesn't really detect if you have heart failure or not. You need to do an echocardiogram for that, or an ultrasound on your heart, or an MRI or a CT scan. So it could be that the carbohydrates that you were taking caused you a lot of sodium retention, or you have poor insulin sensitivity causing you to hold a boatload of water. It could be multiple things going on, man. So I would just slowly start tackling all the boxes and see what is, or what potentially is a root cause and what certainly isn't a root cause. But yeah, lowering the carbohydrates maybe is just masking the root issue that's still there. Even though you don't have water retention, that doesn't guarantee that you don't have issues with your heart or an electrolyte balance that is now less apparent because you lowered your carbs. And again, carbohydrates manipulate how you store electrolytes. And if you lowered your carbs, maybe you also lowered your sodium at the same time, and you just don't know it. That could be a root cause. So I'm not sure, but with the information I'm giving you, maybe you can pinpoint it together. And just because your electrolytes are in range in your blood work doesn't mean that they're in range in the rest of your body. That if your electrolytes are out of range in your blood work, then there's something serious wrong. That's like the end stage of an electrolyte imbalance. The blood is trying to maintain electrolyte homeostasis with the renin, angiotensin, aldosterone system. Aldosterone obviously plays contributing role in that. Carbohydrates contribute to that on how you store electrolytes in the peripheral tissue, the skeletal muscle. And whatever you don't store in the blood or skeletal muscle gets dumped in the subcutaneous space with the electrolytes that are in a surplus or an imbalance thereof. So if you eat a boatload of potassium and you don't get enough sodium, then the potassium gets dumped partially subcutaneous, and it might cause some water retention as well. And it might not show in your blood work because too much potassium in your blood means heart failure, which, and we already gave you a hint on that. So go down the list, bro. After mixing a valve Chinese generic GH, how long do you think it's good in the fridge? What about Serostim? Serostim, the packaging said use it within 24 hours. I wonder if generics are similar. So it depends on what you mix it with. So if you mix it with sterile water, it's 24 hours. If it's normal saline solution, I think it's 2 days. If it's bacteriostatic water, I would say at least a week. And with Serostim, they say use it within 24 hours because the medical usage of Serostim is 18 IUs for HIV patients to bring their white blood cell count up and help with their immune system. And that means that the 18 IUs that you reconstitute is 1 dose. And thus you have to use it within 24 hours because the next dose is the next day. Read the insert on what the medical treatment or what Serostim is used for what medical treatment, and it will start to make sense. But if it comes with I'm not sure what water it comes with, or if there's even bacteriostatic water in the Serostim kits. But I would mix it with bacteriostatic water at 0.9% of benzoyl alcohol, and the rest is water. Demineralized water, obviously, sterile water, nothing else. I think it's good for a week. I mean, I use a vial of Chinese generics per time, so I mix and inject after it's been diluted, obviously, right? After it's been dissolved. So I put the water in there, it dissolves in 5 to 10 minutes, and then I inject. And then I go about my business, which is mostly sleeping. And with Serostim, I would do the same. Guess well, 18 I use the Serostim, that's where the magic happens. But I think you could use like 2 IUs and then it's 9 days. Yeah, I think it would still be good, man. Maybe you lose a little bit of potency. So instead of 99.7%, it's now 98%. It's not Bitcoin where 1.7% makes a big difference in the price, you know. Welcome to the Vigorous crew. Zinc 100 milligrams good for antiviral effects, and NSC is great for clearing sinuses. Yeah, colloidal zinc, right? Or zinc. What was it? Colloidal silver and zinc. That helps with, viral infections. Forgot about those. Thanks for filling in the blanks, Joshua. Much appreciated. Biker Brother Steve, how was the XDiavel? Yeah, so unfortunately, I didn't try it yet. They sold the demo model to a guy that was eager to buy one. How does it compare to the VMax? I'm not sure, but the VMax is not comfortable. What's the Diavel with the forward controls? Yeah, so the XDiavel is with forward control, just like my Triumph Rocket 3R also has forward controls. And then I have the highway pegs on my Honda Valkyrie, which is still at the shop for powder coating. Man, can't wait to get that back. And then the DN01 and the NM4 forward controls. The only one that has mid controls is basically the BMW R1250 RT, the touring bike. But that's because you have a big boxer engine, and you can't put forward controls on a bike with a boxer engine because it literally sticks out like this. So, this is great foot warmers, basically. If you have forward controls, it's a great way to melt your soles. So I haven't tried it yet. I can try it maybe in the middle of January. This is Thailand, man. Yeah, you can try it soon. And then it takes, dude. This is like a custom bag, right? This is crocodile leather, the remaining crocodile leather that I have left over from, it's genuine. It's expensive. So I made a crocodile seat for my Honda NM4, because why the fuck not? And then I had some leftover crocodile leather, so I took it to a shop. It took them 2.5 fucking months. 2.5 fucking months to make that bag. They should have done that in a week. In a fucking week. Like Thailand, dude, they either do a perfect job, like the people that make my motorcycle seats. I drop off my motorcycle in the morning, I tell them exactly what I want, and I can pick it up the same day or the next day. 48 hours maximum, they got a new motorcycle seat with foam, with cushions, a little bit wider, a little bit thicker, beautifully put, clean, Those guys do a great job. I take all my motorcycles there if I want to change the seat. And then this shop, dude, specialized in crocodile leather, 2.5 fucking months. And it could be the same with the XDiavel, man. It could be that I get to try it in March. You never really know here, man. Some people are really good at sales, and other people are just absolutely terrible at it. So let's see let's see if Ducati Thailand can deliver. I've heard some stories where it's, I'm not going to get my hopes up. The VMax was just a little bit difficult because the foot controls were really narrow. So like the brake and the shifter were like this wide, like an inch, and that doesn't work for me, man. If I'm gonna use the V boost and fucking rev it up to 9,000 RPMs at fifth, sixth gear, I think it has fifth gear, not a sixth one, can't remember. But I was just struggling to shift and brake. I'm like, what the fuck? Okay, you can put forward controls on the VMax, but I'm not gonna spend like $15,000 on a secondhand VMax. And then not sure if I really like it. And it kind of looked a little bit old. So, the design. Like the bike was absolute pristine condition, man. No scratches, no nothing. The battery was good. The wheels were good, even though the wheels felt a little bit small. Like for the amount of power that the VMax has, the 1700cc's Yamaha bike. So the wheels felt a little bit narrow. And I just didn't like the riding position. So I told him, so you can sell it, man. I'll wait for the XDiavel. And so it's either $15,000 or $50,000. I got to fall in love with the bike when I sat on it. And I sat on the XDiavel at the motor show. I absolutely fell in love with the bike, similar to how I fell in love with the BMW R1250 RT. After sitting on 12 other bikes at Harleys and other BMWs and, some Suzukis and the big Suzuki bikes. And it's like, this is my bike. It's fucking huge. And it feels heavy, and it's difficult to steer until you go fast. And when you go fast, it steers like absolutely, like a charm. So yeah, with the VMax, I didn't fall in love with it. So why buy it? But the XDiavel, I fell in love with it. But it would be stupid to buy it without a test drive. Right? BMW let me test drive the 1250 RT, and I fell in love with it even more. So I said, "Do you want to pull out a deposit?" Said, "No, don't worry, I'll pay in full." Paid in full, and 12 days later, I was here at my door, and then I drove it in traffic. It sucked. It's like I want to go fast, but there's too many cars on the road. All right, next one. TRT, 150 milligrams per week. Hematocrit, 52.1%. Hemoglobin, 70.2. RBC, 5.8. Ferritin, 189. All flagged high. It's high normal. Did you drink water? Donated blood today. Why? Poor sleep as well. Mirabegron for overactive bladder sleeping apnea. Sounds like you didn't watch last week's Vigorous Q&A. So without going into the same tangent, I'm just going to tell you fast. Drink 1.5 liters of water next time you go in for blood work. Make sure you manage your sleep well. I mean, if you have sleep apnea, I don't know, man. You can self-diagnose sleep apnea with the videos I have on my YouTube channel. Mirabegron will make you pee less, but it will not fix your sleep apnea. And I wouldn't say this is high. I think this is normal for TRT, man. Just because it's high in the reference range, just because your reference range is kind of mid, you know, it's like a 5 out of 10. Would you bang a 5 out of 10? Your reference range is a 5 out of 10 too. So drink water. Don't worry about these numbers, even though they're flagged high. I mean, we all have some red flags, man, but this is not one of them. And you don't need to donate for that. You just need to hydrate better. Yo, bro, I got Primo E and Master on P from AP using code Vigorous. Of course, I trust your source, but people are telling me I'm a fool for thinking it's real. I've started to second guess my decision. What are your thoughts? If it's on his list, then it should be real. I mean, I've heard that people can source it. So if he's got it on the list, it could either be from an old batch or he found the source that it's legit. You know, and if you don't trust it, send it in for testing. And if it comes back fake, then let me know, and I'll tell him to take it off his list. Obviously, but I don't think AP would sell you something that isn't legit. I mean, there's a shortage out there. Everybody knows. So if he was able to source something and then brew it, then, knowing that everybody tests it, he tests all his stuff, his peptides as well. So if it's on his list, I'm pretty sure it's legit. Otherwise, it would hurt his reputation. So give it a try. Send it in for testing if you're not sure. And if it's not real, then let me know and let them know. And then you should get a refund because you paid for Primo and Mastrone. And if you didn't get it, then amends need to be made. Tribute has to be made. Oh, Mike Horner, welcome to the Vigorous crew, bro. What's up? On my 25th day of 300 milligrams per week, testosterone subcutaneous injection, 250 IOs HCG every other day, my levels came back at 1200. Is my stuff underdosed? Yeah, they should be higher. They should be like 2,500, maybe 3,000 even. And with sub-Q, when I did 150 milligrams sub-Q, mine were like 900. And then the HCG would bring me to 1,200 too. Yeah, that doesn't sound right to me, man. Sounds like you're on half that. Or you're super fat. I hate to say it. Or you're super fat and it just takes forever to absorb. Like if you're injecting testosterone on decanoate, like the Medo, into your belly fat, and there's like a fucking kilometer of blubber that it needs to metabolize through before it travels through, before it's in your bloodstream, then maybe. But yeah, I mean, some gear is not the same as other gear, man. So maybe switch brands. Continue with the exact same injection protocol. Make sure your HCG is legit. There's a lot of fake HCG out there as well. And then, take it from there. Would you say it's safe to derma stamp the glow or glow blend into the scalp? Would it be effective for hair regrowth? Yeah, I know a lot of people that do that. They use one of those stampers, right? Not the rollers, because the rollers can basically like create like lines in your scalp, or the derma. Is it called the derma? I'm mistaken with dermatitis or something like that. Man. Yeah, no, the top layer of the skin. So you want the stamper, right? That just makes little holes. It's basically like microneedling, but you have a stamper, so it creates like 10 holes at a time. And then you put the glow on there first, and then you start stamping away, and then your whole scalp starts to burn because the GHK copper is, it causes some irritation once it's pierced into the skin. So I think it helps. I think a lot of people actually did that to help regrow their skin. And even topical GHK copper, or whether that's GHK copper TB500 BBC 157 with or without the KPV, that's the Glow has the KPV and the Glow just has the GHK copper. All of them have GHK copper TB500 to BBC 157. So I would say that it works because there's plenty of anecdotal reports that it does work. You still got to eat healthy. You still got to make sure that you don't wear a cap or create some sort of a blood flow restriction, and don't subject yourself to a lot of oxidative stress. Right? People that are smokers might experience hair loss due to the oxidative stress, not from the DHT or the micronutrient deficiency. Right? It's a full picture, not just one aspect of the formula. Yeah, so ATP or AMP, the rest is just cherries on top. So I would go with 40, 50 milligrams ATP and 5 milligrams AMP at the same time. And then the rest of the ingredients, it's all over the place, man. So just try a couple and buy a vial of each and experiment to see which one you like. I really like the one, the one from Somachems. What's it called? Fuck. Super Shredder, Stampede. They renamed it, but I can't remember what the new name is. And and the one from Modern Aminos. I think it's called like ATP based pre-workout amino blend, something like that. It's on the website. So just buy a couple of those and see which one you like the most. And how does it compare? Well, it mostly creates vasodilation, which helps with blood flow, which obviously improves the pump and improves nutrient delivery. But that is the actual one that helps with the recycling of ATP. So even if you put ATP in there, into skeletal muscle, it might not even diffuse into the skeletal muscle where it can be utilized for energy, but the ATP will act as a buffer for AMP conversion, and it's the AMP that's a very potent vasodilator. So that's where the pump comes from, right? The rushing of all the blood into that area, enhancing the pump and the nutrient delivery. And then the data helps with the ATP recycling, actually improving your stamina. Hope that clarifies it a bit more. A few Q&As. I asked you about transdermal BBC TB500. I already ordered it from MA when I asked you. Of course, use the code Vigorous. Okay, smart. Get yourself a nice fat discount for my knee. I figured I would share results. All right. 6 weeks later of using it every day before bed, my right knee pain is all gone. Okay, that's good to hear. Even during and after heavy squats, sunk straight to hell. Okay, that's the Aicar squats, basically. Sample size of 1, but it could be placebo, but I wanted to share. So that's good to hear. So you use transdermal TB500 to BPC 157 for 6 weeks, every single day. How much did you use? Like one, well, it's transdermal, right? So 1 pump, 2 pumps. That's good to hear, man. That's good to hear. Maybe I should do that too. I have some knee pain. And I've been doing too much motorcycle riding and squatting to pet my cats. What do you think of taking human menopausal gonadotropin on cycle alongside human chorionic gonadotropin to maintain Sertoli cell volume? I was the one who told you to do this years ago. And we've come full circle again, right? Who was the one who told you to take HMG on cycle? You're welcome. Leading to a higher likelihood of fertile maintenance. Is it unnecessary? No, if you want to stay fertile, then HMG will give you much better fertility parameters and Sertoli cell function than HCG, because HCG just increases intratesticular testosterone, which then activates the Sertoli cells through a different mechanism, a different pathway than follicle-stimulating hormone does. So if you can combine both, you stimulate the follicles with follicle-stimulating hormone found in human menopausal gonadotropin, HMG, which is urine purified with trace amounts of HCG and maybe some other peptides. If you can get recombinant FSH and recombinant HCG, that would be better. But that's the way to maintain Sertoli cell function and have higher fertility parameters on cycle, it would still be advised to come off cycle because oxidative stress increases while you're taking testosterone, TRT, or there above. And oxidative stress is what ultimately diminishes the quality of your semen parameters as soon as it's ready for ejaculation. So even though the semen might be absolutely great while you take HMG and FSH at the same time, or HMG and HCG, sorry, FSH and HCG, at the same time to improve fertility parameters, unless you do a testicular aspiration of the semen that's within, as soon as the semen leaves the testicles and travels to the seminal vesicles, from which it can be ejaculated, then that's where the oxidative stress occurs. And then the DNA fragmentation gets worse, right? You get a higher number of DNA fragmentation, which is not good for fertility. The motility gets down, so instead of swimming in a straight line straight to the target, right? Just like the trench run from Star Wars, right? I mean, if it's pure insemination, bro. Pure insemination, right? One shot into the egg, and the universe is saved. Use the force, Luke. Which force? I'm forcing it as hard as I can. God damn it. We got off topic there. So, what was I talking about? Use the force. Anyway, just take this on cycle. But if you want to have the best fertility, you need to come off cycle because oxidative stress caused by steroids is bad for your fertility parameter. I lost my train of thought. You know that, what is Luke's sister? She wasn't wearing a bra all the first movie. It was great. Hey, Steve. Been on TRT for about 1.5 years, 15 to 20 milligrams a day. Friends and family mentioned my jawline has improved and more defined. Can it be possible? Well, yeah, you get hypertrophy of the jaw muscles. So instead of sucking dick or using one of those jaw clenchers, you get free masculinity from the increased volume of the jaw. Imagine if you go on Superdraw. That bullshit. So yeah, TRT or sucking dick both have the same effect on your jawline. So you got to choose. Or you can do both. It's 2025, soon to be 2026, man. You can do whatever the fuck you want. I've started a dip cycle for the Arnold, so I have dirty teeth. Yeah, man, join me in the teeth whitening crew. I mean, it hurts like a bitch after a while, but I mean, you get a pearly white smile. You know, and you put that dip to the side. And again, smoking cigars is nicer than dip, man. Dip tastes like fucking ass. It tastes like a rim job. Speaking from experience. Sorry, Tina. Chase mentioned many pros have started using tesamorelin for visceral fat instead of GH. Really? What do you think of this? And maybe add Seristim in the morning, 2 hours before fasted cardio, and tesamorelin before bed. I think the tesamorelin is the only one that's been studied in this context. And again, I said that this in the last Vigorous Q&A. If the visceral fat reduction comes from the tesamorelin, it's indirect through growth hormone increases. So you would be able to remove visceral fat with growth hormone. Because tesamorelin has no lipolytic effects. The lipolytic effects come from growth hormone. So if tesamorelin has been shown to remove visceral fat, that's because tesamorelin has been studied in the context of visceral fat reduction, unlike, or at least that's been studied in this context, and the other growth hormone secretagogues, I don't think that they've been studied in this context. Now, I could be mistaken, because I haven't really dived into the growth hormone secretagogues. It's not very interesting to me. But if you do a PubMed study or a Perplexity deep dive, look for all the growth hormone secretagogues, whether they've been shown to reduce visceral fat. I think only tesamorelin has been studied in this context. That's why it's been shown to reduce visceral fat. Doesn't mean that the other growth hormone secretagogues don't reduce visceral fat. I mean, I think it's been shown that growth hormone itself reduces visceral fat. So if you do a cost-to-benefit analysis, I would use growth hormone over tesamorelin, or use growth hormone over the other growth hormone secretagogues, because you can control how much growth hormone is actually in your system. And well, if you're anything over 35, which I am and you probably are also, then growth hormone secretion is not going to be that stellar. And in the people that visceral fat was reduced, they were probably fat as fuck and unhealthy. Right? It's been studied in general population, which I don't identify with. General population are just there to fill in the numbers and keep the economy going by consuming and consuming and consuming and getting morbidly obese. And it's I mean, they could stop eating for a day and reduce visceral fat. You know what increases growth hormone secretion? Fasting. You know what also increases growth hormone secretion? Melatonin. Has melatonin been studied in the context of visceral fat reduction? Probably not. If there was a study comparing all of the growth hormone secretagogues, including MK677 and melatonin, then I think the most cost-effective way to reduce visceral fat would be melatonin, because it's fucking cheap and it secretes a fuckload of growth hormone. More so than I've ever seen from a growth hormone secretagogue. So I would rather use melatonin, even though it's been linked to heart failure. So you got to trade in one thing for the other. I would just use Serostim and melatonin, man. Use it all before bed and eat right. I don't think any of us are suffering from visceral fat because we live the lifestyle. GC1, Sobuterol, when not dieting to prevent fat gain. Yeah, it could be. Same as SLU, PP332, or MOTC, or anything that boosts your metabolism, right? Activity also prevents fat gain. And you should basically be on diet year-round. Right? If you slip up during Christmas, sure. But you should just eat healthy year-round. And the fat you don't gain, you don't have to lose. So if you eat healthy the whole year, you don't need to use Sobuterol to prevent fat gain because you won't get fat eating healthy. You know? Is it worth injecting MT1? What is that, methyltestosterone? Or could I just take it intranasally? Don't want the extra thing to inject if it's unnecessary. I've never taken methyltestosterone, and if it was really good, people would be raving about it, like injectable Superdrol, for example. Or injectable YK11, that's the real shit. But methyltestosterone converts into methyl estradiol. Not too excited. Just another compound on the list that might be popular for a while, and then everybody tries it, and then everybody goes back to injectable Superdrol or injectable Anadrol, which don't aromatize. Heavy reset, Steve. I'm going to be on Round the Roots live stream in a couple of weeks, talking about my height loss, my weight loss transformation, how TRT helped change my life. Any tips for the first time doing a stream like this? I don't know, just have fun, be yourself. Roll with it. If you're going to be nervous, you don't need to be. Don't read the comments afterwards. People talk shit. Just don't have to give a fuck. Just be yourself. People have an opinion, and their opinion don't matter. Only the views and the likes matters. And the more you do this, the better you get at it. So just have fun with it, man. Enjoy your conversation with Ryan Root. TRT, it can be a life changer for many people. And just share your experience. I'm sure there's people out there who can benefit from it. So just go in there, have fun, crack some jokes with Ryan. Ryan is very easy to talk to. I've talked with him many times. Done a podcast with him, and of course we met in real life. So you'll be fine, man. Just don't read the comments. They can either make your day or break your day, man. So, you know. But my daughter also makes my day, and my motorcycles also make my day. So I don't need to read the comments for extra day making. Starting up a cycle soon, injecting every other day. Like this is the Vigorous Q&A. I read the comments, obviously, but you guys are fucking awesome for showing up. 260 people. Do we have 260 likes? Probably not. So it's less awesome. But here, the people at the Vigorous Q&A are always nice. Right? Once in a while, you get a retard. You just block them. Yeah, it's a hard R. Rated R for mature. So the people in the Vigorous Q&A, we actually get some sort of dynamic going. Right? I'm live, so it's more fun. But sometimes you go through the comment section and you're like, people are really that stupid? Well, That's evergreen content, man. Starting up a cycle soon, injecting every other day. In order to get blood levels up to quicken, should I keep with the every other day injections or start with a bolus dose? Just take it easy. Muscle is not going to grow that fast. It's going to go up. Give it 4 to 6 weeks. Every other day injections. It's fine. You don't need blood levels up very fast because what is going to capture that? The muscle that's not there. The aromatase enzymes is going to capture that. The 5-alpha reductase enzymes is going to capture that and give you excess estradiol or DHT that you might not want. So slow the fuck down and grow into the dose. The dose doesn't need to be for 120 kilos when you're 90 kilos. It needs to be a 90 kilo dose. You grow into the dose to your 95 kilos, and then when you stop making progress at 95, you can go to a 95 kilo dose. Slow the fuck down, man. Jesus Christ. Going to start tesofensine. Do I need to stop 5-HTP, trazodone, and methylene blue? Yeah, I would advise that. Yeah, because tesofensine is a selective serotonin, norepinephrine, and dopamine reuptake inhibitor. And 5-HTP, trazodone, and methylene blue all have an effect on those neurotransmitters. So you're going to have to make a choice, man. And I would wait. What is the trazodone half-life? 5 to 9 hours, 15 hours. I would wait at least 3 days after the last dose of trazodone. Methylene blue is about 24 hours, so that will be gone. 5-HTP is just gone in a day. So I would wait 3 days after stopping all of these and then start the tesofensine, 250 micrograms 3 times a week, and then see if you need to increase. But man, if you don't get appetite suppression from trazodone, I'm not really sure if the tesofensine is going to do that for you. All right. Hey, Steve G here again. Between Sinatropin and Genla and a good Chinese generic, which one do you prefer and why? I liked Sinatropin. I liked Ngenla. And I like Chinese generics. I would just go with the best deal. Let's go with the best deal. Like Sinatropin is like the least good pharmaceutical grade GH. And if you have good Chinese generics, like the one I'm using right now from AP that comes from the Ensamon factory, it's basically the same thing as Sinatropin. So go with the best deal. Sinatropin is being sold for a lot because, those Iranians like to make their money, man. That's where it comes from. And dude, Sinatropin is just relabeled Chinese generics, probably from the Gintropin or the Ensamon factory. Like, do you think the Iranians make their own GH? No, dude, no. And it comes in fucking vials. So at least the guys over at Novo Nordisk or Pfizer, they put in the effort to, put it into solution or make something like somatrogon, which is Ngenla, a long-acting growth hormone that is bound to an HCG subunit. So there's some technology in there, but Sinatropin is just Chinese generics relabeled. It doesn't mean it's not bad. But out of all of these, I would just go with the best deal. And for me, the best deal is Chinese generics because it's free. Why spend money on GH when it's like, okay, it's a lot better, but I'm not competing. Like, if I can get Serostim, sure, it would be a lot better. Do I want to spend $0 versus, what is it, a couple $100 per kit? I'll take the $600 deal and spend that money on motorbikes. I'm not competing. I don't give a shit. I'm big enough. I'm 230 pounds, 235 pounds on a good day. But why do I need Serostim to go to 270? I've been there, man. Fucking done with that shit. GH and cheesecake doesn't sound like a pretty result, but it does sound pretty fun. Yeah, but don't do it on the same day because cheesecake will make you full-blown diabetic for a day and then growth hormone on top. I mean, if you want to turn into the Michelin man, that's the stack to do it. Let's see. Total testosterone 1400 nanograms per deciliter, free 400, SHBG 27, estradiol 35. My crest seems high to me with SHBG in range. This crest. You mean this crest? Any clue what would be causing this? Currently cruising at 25 milligrams test sip daily. This crest. Can you specify this? This is beyond my English skills. What are you asking? If your total testosterone is high on 25 milligrams testosterone sip per day, could be. If you're a slow metabolizer, if you don't have a lot of muscles, but you have a lot of muscles based on your profile pic, so I don't think that's the case. Maybe for your total testosterone, your estradiol seems low, so maybe you're taking an aromatase inhibitor, preventing the conversion of test into estradiol. Thus, your estradiol is low and your testosterone is disproportionately high. What's the fucking problem? This is great blood work. Be happy with it. Don't complain. I just want to say thanks for all that you do and everything. Everyone holding off on becoming a member is missing out. Best investment ever. Yeah, it's best $10 you ever spend, man. Might be a bit better than some Bitcoin. Hey, at least you get the knowledge right away, not delayed gratification. We're at 87,500, and based on my trend lines, we should literally break out this weekend, and I have a feeling that we're going to break down. But hey, I could be mistaken. I sold at 94,000. I didn't buy back in. I'm just waiting for a confirmation of this trend line to break through. So an up and a down, retesting, and then I'll put some money back in, but not 100% unless I really see clear trend. I don't mind FOMOing back in, but I think we're on the way down, man. Again, I could be mistaken, but where's the volume? The volume is in gold right now. That's where everybody's FOMOing into. When is Steve getting drafted into the Thai army? Well, I don't have a Thai passport, but if Cambodia doesn't hold up to the 72-hour peace treaty, right, the no firing agreement, and they invade Thailand, then I'll be fighting with Thailand and nuke those fuckers. This is my home, man. I've been to Cambodia. If Cambodia forces me to make a choice, I'll be standing with Thailand with all my arsenal, and I'll defend this place. Have you seen genetic testing predict which PD somebody responds to in practice? Aside from metabolic and lipid risks, are there any genetic markers actually worth paying attention to? I'm not really versed in genetic testing, to be honest. So, of course, you can check your metabolism and lipid risk, which you can then manage with more intelligent PD choices and perhaps ancillaries if you want to take more risk. But I'm not too familiar, man. I've never done a genetic test, and I didn't unalive myself with PD choices because I do blood work all the time and organ imaging, and I just, before there's any kind of problem, I either pull the plug or make the adjustment. So would it be good to do a genetic analysis? Well, 23andMe is kind of bankrupt, or does it even function? Where else can you test? Like Circle DNA is kind of subpar for this kind of stuff. I use one pump. It's those 500 milligrams per. Is it 500 milligrams or 500 micrograms? I think it's 500 micrograms per pump of the TB500 and BPC157. It will be, if it's really 500 milligrams, then it doesn't surprise me that it worked. But hey, 500 milligrams is 500 milliliters, and that's this much. It's like 1/3 of this 1.5 liter water bottle. So did you get like this much in one pump? Like one time, when I was banging your mom, I glazed her over with 500 milliliters. Yeah. Actually, no, a gram is a milliliter. Fuck. I take back that joke. A gram is a milliliter. A milligram is not a milliliter. It's late. It's 1 o'clock in the morning. Give me a break. I wanted to make a joke, but it fell flat. So I think it's 500 micrograms, though. Shit, man. Don't clip that. Shall I stop finasteride, 5-RU-88 in my health phase, and Accutane and minoxidil? Yeah, they're all not good for your health. So I would do blood work first, somewhere in the health phase, and then see if there's place for these compounds to help with hair regrowth. But yeah, Accutane is not good for your health. Topical minoxidil and RU58841 should be okay. Finasteride, I would say, is a risk for your libido. So in a health phase, you use only bioidentical hormones. You use the least amount possible to stay healthy. Like I'm coming down to TRT and, I use fluvoxamine, sure. You need to keep that mood under control, bro. 50 milligrams per day and 10 milligrams of methylene blue in the morning. Yeah, it keeps my mood under control. No serotonin syndrome, no weird drug interactions there. So far, so good. Who would you recommend it to? People who have issues with their mood, which is me. Now, you guys think I'm always happy-go-lucky, but I'm not, man. And I used to be a fucking maniac. I used to be fucking angry and annoyed. Now, the Tren brings that out. There's not enough fluvoxamine and methylene blue to absolve me from the Tren rage. Like the last 2 weeks that I was on Tren, I was very irritable. Like when I went to the gym and people would come over, I was like, fuck off. Let me fucking train. Let me get at least 6 working sets in before people talk to me. Of course, you can't. I chose this life for semi-fame. So it's my own fault that people approach me, right, for all kinds of reasons. And then most of the time they approach me to say that they're very happy with the YouTube channel, so I shouldn't be angry, but that's the trend. Right? And then after like 2 words, I'm like, yeah, okay, it's fine. What's up? Where are you from? What are you doing in Thailand? The mood comes back. But yeah, I was very irritable. Now I'm happy that I'm off the train, and it will be a while before I use it again. Let's see, never say never, right? I said I was never going to use Tren again, and then I did a couple cycles of 25 milligrams and then 150 milligrams. So yeah, fluvoxamine helps, but yeah, my mood is just not good. It's genetics, man. Everybody in my family are fucking drug addicts to keep that mood under control. And every time I call home, there's drama. So fluvoxamine helps me be drama-free. Or almost drama-free until the Timberline sandwich comes in, or somebody cuts me off in traffic and my daughter's in the car, then I also lose it. And I want to grab my protection, but then, of course, you don't do it because you're a guest. It doesn't matter if they were in the wrong, I'm in the wrong. Right? That's the problem you have. But for people who have problems controlling their mood and tried everything already, therapy, a different diet, temples, that kind of stuff. It's a last resort, just like Accutane or TRT. Right? TRT is a last resort if you can't bring your testosterone levels up, because it's a lifetime commitment. Accutane, it's very harsh on the body, but sometimes you need it. Sometimes you can't control your acne through different measures. You're just genetically fucked. And then you need to throw the Accutane at it. And it's same with fluvoxamine. Try everything else first. And then if you still can't control your mood, like the methylene blue is not getting it done for you, or the 5-HTP, or the meditation, or the box breathing, or whatever, then it's something to consider. I wish I started when I was 16, so I didn't have to be a dick so much, or rage for no reason. Like you go in these fucking rage tangents, My wife just... So you should listen to yourself. I'm like, yeah, fuck, I know. I'm sorry, babe. Like about this bag, for example. Like this bag, that looks absolutely amazing, but it took 2.5 months. It's fucking insane. It shouldn't take that long. I went on such a fucking tangent, dude. Insane. Insane. Hey Steve, off cycle 5 weeks, 150 milligrams of testosterone. Only now, hematocrit is still climbing from 56 to 58. Natural baseline was 54, living at 12k feet above sea level. Can't donate blood. Ferritin is 19. Any ideas? No sleep apnea. Again, hydration. What is your red blood cell count? Like if your red blood cell count is very high, it might be that you are actually anemic. Like your iron levels are low, and then your body compensates by producing a lot of red blood cells, obviously increasing your hematocrit, because the oxygen carrying capacity of your blood is not good. Your red blood cells is not good. And you're living above sea level at 13,000 feet. So yeah, some people just have higher hematocrit. Now 56 to 58, again, if that's hydrated, it might be a problem, but also depends on your platelet levels. So if your platelets are normal, there's less likelihood of creating a clot. But if you're staying hydrated and you're taking fish oil and vitamin E, that helps with blood viscosity or make it thin, just like aspirin does. But at least vitamin E and fish oil don't create holes in your stomach by reducing your stomach lining, which aspirin does. Yeah, there could be more going on. So I would need to see full blood work, not just hematocrit and ferritin levels, right? I can speculate, but there could be multiple things going on. And maybe you don't have sleep apnea, but maybe the oxygen carrying capacity of your red blood cells is trash because you're not getting enough B vitamins or you don't have enough iron. Or maybe the iron utilization and recycling is fast. But you would see it on your serum iron and your total iron binding capacity and your transfer levels, right? Do a little bit more tests. Have you tried Trimix injection for muscle pump? No, I've tried papaverine, which I think is an ingredient of Trimix, and that worked pretty well, but it was also kind of painful. And then, of course, injectable pre-workout with ATP and AMP came around, and that's a much better pump than papaverine. So I'm assuming that's also a better pump than Trimix. What does Trimix have papaverine? Ingredients. I forgot. I put it in an article somewhere. Yeah, it has papaverine and prostadil and phentolamine. Yeah. So I tried papaverine, so that's one ingredient of the Trimix. Came from Russia. I tried it in the muscle and in the good old PP. That was fun. Nothing that Cialis can bring, or a little bit of foreplay, where you 20 minutes of foreplay, a lot of kissing, a lot of touching, and you whip out your junk, and you're like, holy fucking dog shit. You actually gave it some time to engorge. Trimix does that in 5 minutes. You're like, holy moly. But it's nothing close to pumping and that pumping protocol I put on my website. That's inches. I'm using the reminder of the bottle on my elbows as I have elbow pain that it seems to have caused from pushing through pain on some straight bar reverse curls. Oh, you're the guy that does the topical TV 500. Yeah, okay, go for it. What can be done for testicular hypertrophy other than HCG? FSH, just like I mentioned before. FSH or HMG, but FSH is better. Benign irregular heartbeat diagnosis in my teens now, 28. It's never caused an issue. Going to get checked by cardiologist before I start my first cycle. Any advice for PED users with this condition? I'm not a doctor. So discuss this with your cardiologist. Maybe daily fasted cardio can bring your heart rate to a regular heart rate. Maybe look into taurine. Maybe look into ubiquinol. Maybe you look into shilajit fulvic acid. Maybe you look into pyroquinolone quinone, PQQ. Right? They all help with cardiac function. Make sure that you have sufficient potassium, sodium, calcium, magnesium, and phosphorus in your diet, because the electrical conductivity is dependent on electrolytes. Yes, electrolytes help with conductivity of the heart muscle. So you don't have the flutter, the atrium flutters or irregular heartbeats, but you have consistent pumping of the blood through your heart into the arteries for you to stay alive. And again, find the root cause. Discuss that with your cardiologist. And then look for scientific evidence to see if that's a good idea with TRT. Because I don't know. I've never studied this. I don't study performance-enhancing drugs in the context or whether they can or can't be used for particular medical conditions. I study performance-enhancing drugs regarding their effectiveness and least amount of negative side effects when people are healthy. So discuss it with your cardiologist. That's what they're there for. I gave you some pointers. Might point you in the right direction, but I don't know how severe it is. If it's benign, then I'm assuming it's benign and it should be okay. But again, I'm not a doctor, and I can't make that decision for you. You're going to have to decide if it's worth the risk to you. 35 years old would be a good starting dose of GH, already on TRT 200 milligrams. And what would you test for cancer markers before starting? I have a whole list on my website for markers that you should test before your first cycle. So check all your cancer markers. Why test one when you can test all of them? It's $100, $150. So yeah, I test for them every year. I'm due in January. I tested for them recently when I was on SLU-PP332, just in case. Like, there's no data on it, so I might as well test for cancer markers. I'm not giving myself cancer by taking a high dose SLU. Well, you never know. It's never been studied on humans, but they were all in range. So I'll still do organ imaging, obviously, in January. Like every year I do that. But if I don't see a red flag immediately in blood work, then, I was like, I can survive another week or 2 months. I stopped taking it, by the way. I just stopped completely. We'll do some organ imaging and then decide where I want to take my my drug abuse to. I would start at 2 IUs. Check your cancer markers, maybe do some organ imaging, see if there's any cancer in your family that you might need to pay extra special attention to. Like, I have stomach cancer in my family, so I make sure that I check all the relevant markers and do some imaging on my stomach, pancreas, and all the other surrounding organs. Because metastasized cancer is problematic, obviously. Started in the stomach and then it ends up in your brain. For example, start at 2 IUs and build your way up, but I don't see a reason to go beyond 2 or 3 IUs on TRT. Might be asking about melanotan-1. Methyl test is fun, but not anything special. Oh, melanotan-1, MT1. Yeah, could be. Never used it. I know melanotan-2 makes you nauseous. Never heard people take melanotan-1. Is that like the next best thing or less side effects? I don't know, man. As you can tell from my skin complexion, I got a nice farmer's tan. Here. Tell me you ride motorcycle without telling me you ride motorcycle. Steve, you should be wearing full gear. Yeah, I know. I know, bro. I know. All right. Mint-free tea. And what do you mean? Your blood work looks fine, man. Specify again. What do you mean? Yeah, 500 milligrams with a typo. Okay. I take back the joke about banging your mom. All right, I made a mistake also. Milligrams is not milliliters. What's the stack for 500 milliliters? Abstinence for at least 4 days. Obviously, 75 IUs FSH every single day. And 1,000 IUs HCG 3 times a week. A lot of selenium. A lot of taurine. So let's say 800 micrograms selenium, 5,000 milligrams taurine, 200 or 400 IUs vitamin E, pineapple. It's not for the milliliters, but it's for the flavor. Jane, I'm sure you can appreciate some flavor in your in your glaze. And what is it? Phosphatidylserine? No, that's for cortisol. Man, what was it? Anyway, I have a whole semen volume stack. Maybe give it a watch and then pass it on to your boyfriend. Will you get 500 milliliters? No, but 7 to 8? Yeah. An average semen load is about 4 milliliters. But can you get 8 with a little bit of abstinence? And this semen stack? Sure can. Sure can. Yeah. Make sure you bring a raincoat, Jane. And some safety goggles. You don't want that shit in your eye. You are the goat. Again, share it to your boyfriend or your husband. If you're a lesbian, it's going to be difficult. Yeah, you will get some sort of different kind of glaze. Might smell like tuna. Ew. Hey, Vigorous Steve. Curious if you heard about AMG 968. Azelaprag, which sounds similar compound to SLU-PP332. No, I have not. I know AMG is a brand of sports cars for Mercedes-Benz or what is it, the BMW, where it's like custom tuned at the factory. And you got all these special options. What is it? AMG 968. Either refers to a higher-end performance Mercedes modified by AMG or typo for Porsche 698. So I can't find anything about that. Azelaprag. Everybody's looking for the next best compound. Azelaprag. Oh, codename AMG 986, BGE 105. Discontinued in phase 2 clinical trials. Liver-related safety concerns. Isn't this one of those monoclonal antibodies that prevents muscle wasting? Treatment was originally developed as a treatment for heart disease. Again, guys, if these compounds are on the menu or available, then it's worth looking into because you can do the research and then experiment with it. But if it's not available, like what Mike Israetel was doing with all these monoclonal antibodies, like, oh, it looks so promising, it's going to be the next best thing. Shut the fuck up and try it first. Right? We heard that SARMs was going to be the next best thing, and the only people that raved about SARMs were the ones that sell it. I don't sell SLUPP332. Do I get a kickback? Sure. But I get a kickback on anti-obesity drug 9604. Do you see me making videos for that? No. Because it barely works. Do you see me make videos about HGH frag or growth hormone secretagogues? My affiliates sell that stuff, but I don't really believe in these compounds, so I don't make videos on it. I only make videos for compounds that I believe in. Otherwise, it's a waste of my fucking time and compounds that I've used. So until these kind of compounds like Azelaprag is on the market and it's affordable, then it's a waste of time to look into it because nobody has tried it. And the people that rave about it, they talk about, like bioglutide, for example. Do you see me make a deep dive on bioglutide? Turned out to be a fluke. Turned out to be a scam. Turned out to be fake. Apparently, if people made videos about bioglutide, it's going to be the next best thing. Try it. Try it, you piece of shit. Drug pusher. Try it first. Then open your mouth. Or open your mouth and then try it. Right? Open your mouth, and after 6 weeks of me doing the bathmat experiment, and then let me know if you don't choke. I'm confused about what I should be aiming for in HGH MK677 in terms of IGF-1. My IGF-1 is 200 something. I'm 26. When I was 16, it was like 650 nanograms per milliliter. Is it an ideal range for recovery performance? Yeah, the more is better, obviously, but HGH-1 is a rate-limiting factor based on your liver health. If you're drinking, if you're taking metformin or berberine or anything that can lower IGF-1 levels, then it doesn't matter how much growth hormone or MK677 you take, IGF-1 can be lower. High-dose SLU PP332 lowers IGF-1 in some people. So, and I've seen a good amount of blood work on it now, and you see that IGF-1 is just lower, like 100 or 86. And mine was high, but I was also using growth hormone and Increlex, so that might have skewed my results. All right, so yeah, if you're taking MK677 and your IGF-1 is low, but your growth hormone levels are high, then it might be something along with your liver, or maybe just age, or maybe it's lifestyle. You know, maybe you're not taking enough growth hormone. Maybe you need to bump it up to 10 IUs. See what happens. Maybe instead of MK677, you bump it up to 10 IUs growth hormone and 30 milligrams melatonin, and see where your IGF-1 levels end up. Maybe it might be sky high. Right? It's again, growth hormone is plenty anabolic and helps with recovery just by itself. You don't need IGF-1 for that. Plenty of people have an IGF-1 of 100 because they make a dose of metformin with it. I want 1,000 milligrams of metformin to prevent insulin resistance and high-dose growth hormone. They recover just fine. Could they recover better without the metformin and high IGF-1 levels? Of course. Plus, you get more bang for your buck. Right? You spend less money, but you get more IGF-1. Why would you actively suppress your IGF-1 with metformin if you're taking high-dose growth hormone? It doesn't make sense, but you know, some educators out there that doesn't connect. It doesn't connect. They were like, I don't know, they're covered in tattoos or they were electricians or something like that, and it doesn't connect. They never went to any kind of formal education. It just doesn't connect. So Be careful who you listen to. And you got to find a root cause where your IGF-1 level are low. Is it something you're taking? Is your liver not in a good state of health? Do you have non-alcoholic fatty liver disease? Do you drink a lot of alcohol? And it could all lower your IGF-1 levels. Or your growth hormone in MK677 is not dosed as you think it is. Therapy was life-changing for me. It's what got me on the road to losing 210 pounds over the past 2 years. So there you go. See? Sometimes you just need to talk it through. Talk it through. Chris was a typo. I meant to say free T seems to be high at 400 considering SHBG is normal. Also no AI. Well, if your test is normal, your total test is high, then your free T is also high. And keep in mind, free T, it's only dependent on SHBG. Bioavailable is based on SHBG and albumin levels. You go to, what is it? Isam.ch. There are places where you can test your levels and see if it's correct. You type in your total testosterone, your SHBG levels, and it will give you your free testosterone and your bioavailable testosterone if you also put in the albumin levels. Maybe they made a typo at the blood work. I'm not sure. But I don't see a problem with high total testosterone, high free testosterone, good estradiol, and good SHBG levels. Sounds good to me, man. You look good too, so what's the fucking problem, bro? Don't be a Karen trying to make a problem out of nothing. The levels are good. Enjoy it. Hey, Steve, I've been on TRT for the last 8 years at 180 milligrams per week, looking to upgrade and improve body composition, but career choices has me drug tested for common drugs as well as steroids randomly. Okay, take more TRT. And take the drugs that are not on the list, like retatrutide is not on the drug test. And if you get drug tested, what is that, a 5-panel? Weed, amphetamines, cocaine, alcohol, and opioids? You don't need those to lose weight. Look at the tirzepatide or retatrutide. They're not on the prohibited list. Nobody's ever failed a water doping test for those two compounds. And then you bump up your TRT to 250 milligrams a week, and you're fine. You're fine. It's a urine test. You'll fail for testosterone, but you have a script for that. I mean, your testosterone to epitestosterone ratio is off. No shit, Sherlock. I'm on TRT. Here's my script. Body composition in the end is about dieting. It could be a TRT. Dude, my body composition was great on HCG monotherapy and tirzepatide. I just didn't eat as much as I wanted to because I had no appetite. Was doing research on growth hormone and testing. Is HGH testable in urine? How would it be identified in blood? Man, it's been a while. I think some of the fragments are testable in urine for up to, 2 weeks? And I have to check my notes. HCG is detectable for 2 weeks based on some of the peptide fragments. And in blood, it can be detected up to, man, what was it? I think a couple weeks. Yeah, these fragments remain active because you keep producing growth hormone yourself, same as Anadrol. So, but what the detection is, I'm not sure. But usually they don't even test for growth hormone in urine because it's so expensive. They just test for steroids. They spend $200, $250 on a water test. If they wanted to test all the compounds that they listed, they would have to spend thousands of dollars. Thousands of dollars. So I wouldn't worry about it, man. I don't know anybody that ever fell for growth hormone. Steve took albuterol before plant inhalation. Yeah, might as well, man. Take some albuterol, take a couple puffs of weed, and open up the bronchoids, and get even more high. Take some albuterol, then 3 puffs of DMT, and then talk with the aliens. What dosing would you start off with growth hormone? 2 IUs per day, man. Guys, cut the crap. So many newbie questions. Jesus Christ. 2 IUs. Don't have to ask me 3 times. After 4 weeks of cruise on testosterone, so many TRT questions. Where are the bodybuilders? Where are the people asking actual drug questions? This is just basic stuff, guys. Come on. You should know this when you're on TRT. 500 IUs per week. It's too low. It should be 750 at least. Through lab shows total testosterone 610, estradiol 63. You're too fat. Lose some weight. I switched 150 milligrams testosterone split into 5 sub-Q shots this week. How should I manage estradiol? By losing body fat levels. Yeah, by losing body fat. Just get leaner. Get leaner. That's it. Top 3 most important compounds besides HGH and Reda. Primo, Anavar, and Increlex. All expensive, but all well worth the money. If you can find it. Anthony, what's up? HCG intratesticular aromatization can show elevated estradiol in blood work. Thinking if this is the only high dose dough. What? No, so regardless of HCG dose, it will create intratesticular aromatization, which then ends up in the bloodstream. And that means it raises serum estradiol levels. So the more HCG you take, the more aromatization occurs in testicles, and the more serum estradiol goes up. There is some diminishing returns beyond 1,000 IUs HCG per day, I believe, or 1,500 IUs HCG per day, where testosterone doesn't really go up, but estradiol levels go up disproportionately. So testosterone goes like this, and then estradiol just goes fucking nuclear. If you go to the ground. I discussed this in the HCG deep dive somewhere. Use the timestamps. So that's why I usually recommend 1,000 IUs HCG 3 times per week, because it seems to give you the best testosterone levels, manageable estradiol levels, and the best possible fertility if you combine that with HCG, with FSH. 75 IUs every other day in between HCG injections, or 75 IUs every single day, which is what I would recommend and prefer. And if you're going to get somebody pregnant, might as well do it the whole shebang. It's going to be expensive anyway later on. Yeah, but the maintenance dose is like 250 to 325 IUs HCG 3 times per week. That seems to keep intratesticular testosterone levels comparable to baseline. I think it was like 325 or 300 IUs, but 250 should be sufficient, man, to keep your testicles going. 500 IUs would be better, because then you have a little bit more activity, and you don't know what the quality of the HCG is nowadays, unless it's recombinant HCG, which is hard to find and expensive if you do find it. Steve, appreciate you sharing the knowledge as always. Learned a ton this year, and I'm keeping the change. Good. Keep all that I gave you. I mean, it's out there for free. You just have to sit through a couple ads. My husband is an HRT doc. Hey, man, he deserves to glaze your face, or whatever you accept a glazing. 500 milliliters, here we go. What was the best cigar you smoked this year? The same best cigar I smoke every year. Cohiba, number 5, genius size. I wish I still had some. I don't have much left. I should do some shopping. Let's see, what's in the Tupperware? I should season my... I got 2 Siglo 4s. $100 a pop. New Year. I'm waiting for my buddy to arrive, and then we're going to smoke these together. That's the $200 right there. Actually, 200 euros, so that's like $150. Actually, it's about 1-to-1, right? Then I have a Magnum 54. This is nice. This is like a thick one. This is like a Monica Lewinsky. It's like thick enough to pleasure an intern. And then I got a couple ones left from Mr. H2O. This looks cute. Let's say like 2 colors. That's Maduro and wheat wrapped, I'm assuming. Black Market, Filthy Hooligan. Interesting. And then a couple other ones. He gave me some good cigars, man. I'm very happy. Box pressed Rebellion. God damn. Fuck. Yeah, I got some good stuff left, but I definitely need to go shopping because of the 13 cigars the guy gave me, I have 5 left. And I think of the 7 I smoked, 6 were really good. And one of them was like, this was good, but not as good as the other 6 ones. But the majority of them, excellent cigars. Yeah. I know I shouldn't bitch, but if we're reviewing cigars, like this one is like the second best. Well, Siglo is like third best. There's a couple better ones than this one. But this is just, it's nice. You know, if you have a Siglo to give somebody, then, you know, they're going to be friends for life. We're going to give you a reach around. Oh, this doesn't look safe at all. But Cohiba Maduro 5, that's the best one. Yeah, I smoked the Behiki 3, what was it? When my daughter was born, Behiki, was it 56? Yeah, that was not worth the $300 that I spent on it. So I'm not doing that again. Damn, they're $450 now. It was good, but not $300 good. Like a Cohiba Maduro 5 is like $135 or euros, and that's the best cigar I've ever smoked. And I always try to get more of them, but they're limited. 55, 18% body fat, test for 20 months. Dude, I'm not. What the hell's going on? Please type this again. This is impossible to decipher, dude. What the fuck is this? Bro. The fuck is this message, man? Thanks, Steve. Happy holidays to you and the fam. Thank you very much, Joe. Likewise, right back at you. Happy New Year. Enjoy. I hate messages like this. It's so abbreviated. It's Ferritin 20. Advice. Discuss this with Merrick Health, buddy. I know you're super chatting me $20, but even with the information you put on screen, it's not enough to diagnose if you should be worried about low ferritin. Because your iron levels are not there, your total iron binding capacity is not there, your transferrin levels are not there. Discuss it with Merrick Health. If you took Accutane as a kid, then how does it affect your blood work now? I don't know, dude. I don't know. I would need to see a lot more information, and we're not going to go review your entire blood work here on the Vigorous Q&A. It doesn't matter how much you super chat. For that, you need $1,000 to get 20 minutes of my time. So, try again. Hey, Steve. I'm on 500-calorie deficit with tirzepatide. What's the most effective training volume I should run to preserve lean mass and avoid fatigue and loose skin? Also have HRV and also does... Okay. Hard, heavy, low volume, high frequency, push-pull legs. That will preserve lean mass. Don't have to go to failure or beyond. Depends on how much steroids you're using. If you're just using tirzepatide, then I would just do push-pull legs. Low volume, high frequency. Maybe you can even do upper, lower. And, or what is it? Yeah, low volume, high frequency. Avoid fatigue. It depends if you train a failure or not, or how many rest days you take. I mean, you're going to be fatigued if you're taking tirzepatide. It makes you tired just by itself. And you're in a caloric deficit, which is also going to make you tired. Loose skin is just a matter of taking time with your diet. Right? You don't have to drop like 200 pounds in 2 weeks. And you're definitely going to have loose skin. So it takes some time for your skin to retract. You can look at the GHK Copper for that. It might help some people. Some people say 5 milligrams GHK copper throughout their entire diet prevented them from getting loose skin. Would they get loose skin if they didn't take GHK copper? Who knows? They didn't try it without it. And then I know people that took GHK copper hoping that it would retract their loose skin, and it didn't work. So they went through a whole lot of post-injection pain for nothing. Or maybe their loose skin would be a lot worse if they didn't use the GHK copper. Again, there's no twins. One takes it, one doesn't take it, and then we can compare. Heart rate variability and resting heart rate determined training. I would just go train and have fun. It's not a science experiment. Even though some of the educators would like you to believe, it's all evidence-based, all science, bro. Just go to the gym and have fun. That's what I do. That's what I do. I go to the gym and have fun. If I'm tired, I take an extra day off, or I take a deload, or I don't train as intense. And if sometimes my triceps are a little bit sore, okay, they do 3 working sets instead of 4. Right? Your body will tell you, man. Just listen to your body. Sometimes you train harder than other times. Depends on what you did that day. Maybe you feel more rested. Maybe you had better sleep. Okay, go utilize that energy and train balls to the wall. And then the next day you'll be a little bit tired and you train a little bit less intense. You know, I think people have lost their ability to listen to their bodies and just go by a sheet and some stupid study that wasn't performed on people that weren't like them. And then they work themselves into the ground, or they don't train hard enough and then they lose all of their muscle, right? I trained 3 sets from failure. Why do I have loose skin? Why do I look soft? You train like a little bitch, that's why. Fuck. Doesn't the guy worried about the drug test know how to use somebody else's urine? Yeah, you could do that too. But if it's random, it's hard to prepare somebody else's urine, man. It's a bro, pee in this cup. Dude, yesterday I had a boatload of Adderall. Do you really want this? Do you really want this urine, bro? Are you sure? Next cycle, running. Testosterone 500 milligrams, EQ 300. That was debating 30 milligrams YK11 in there. Would you add up front, throughout, or towards the end? And how long would you run YK11? I think 4 to 6 weeks, because most people at the end, because after 6 weeks, I ran it for 4 weeks. And at the 4-week mark, I already started to notice that everything became really tight. I mean, I was super strong, PRs left and right. But my triceps started getting a little bit tight, and then it starts to radiate towards my elbows. And my hips were getting a little bit tight from all the PRs on leg day, twice a week. So my knees started getting a little bit sore. So after 4 weeks, I finished the 30 milligrams of the injectable YK11 per day. And I was like, you know what? I'm happy I ran out, because otherwise I would have pushed it to 6 weeks, basically to this week. And then I would have been really fucked. So my body's been hurting for the last 2 weeks. And I trained hard, but skipped a few workouts because it just didn't feel right to go to the gym. And it's auto-regulation. It's not being lazy. It's just if my body tells me that it's not a good idea to train, then I don't go. It's that simple. And it could be that I'm just fucked from all the vibrations from the motorbikes, because, well, when you ride a motorbike for 1.5 hours, 2 hours at night, you're going a little bit towards the speed limit or maybe a little bit beyond it, a couple times a week, then all the vibrations that might cause some pain and nagging injuries as well. So I'm ready to relax. I would do 4 to 6 weeks, 30 milligrams YK11, whether that's oral, sublingually, or injectable, the last 6 weeks of your cycle. And you might not make it 6 weeks. Maybe your body says after 4 weeks, like, bro, I'm fucking hurting. It's it hurts a lot. A fast catch and a high question. No, that's why I banned them. Or did Alvaro ban another one? Steve, how do I get taller? I don't know, bro. Ask your parents. My daughter she's like almost 70 centimeters now. Average height for 6-month-old female girl. Yeah, she's like, average height is 66 to 68 centimeters. She's like almost 70 centimeters, dude. And she's half Asian. Do you think she's on an aromatase inhibitor? You think she's on growth hormone protocol? I'm sure her growth hormone levels are sky high, but it's just because my wife eats healthy. Salmon, beef, eggs, chicken, vegetables, avocado. You know, you can be tall if your parents did it right. Now, my parents didn't do it right. They were smoking and drinking while pregnant and breastfeeding. I can never make a change, but for the next generation, I can make a change. And I am, and I do. Steve smokes Cubans. I knew he was a beast. Yeah, man. Cubans are tasty. Now going back to your old setup. Dude, my daughter took the studio room. I'm just lazy. I haven't done the lights. They're right there on the side. I just haven't had the incentive to do it. So this is the new setup that will be used. I'll just have to put some lights in. But yeah, it's as you can see it. Like this is where it ends, dude. It's literally where it ends. It's like, it's like all my Legos. You got Mario and the 1986 pirate ship and 2 Zelda Deku trees and some other Nintendo stuff. We got Bowser. I wanted to buy the. I have to do this very carefully so it doesn't disconnect. I wanted to buy the set of the Game Boy and then it sold out. So yeah, so the old setup is gone. In 1 year, we're going to 1.5 years probably. In 1 year, I'm going to buy a house. End of next year, that's the plan. Then I know where my daughter can go to school. And when she's like 1.5 years old, then we can start, prospecting at some schools. And then once we got a green light from a school that she's very likely to get admitted, then I can buy a house 10 minutes away from the school. Because why would I work from home. I'm not going to put my daughter or kids, daughter and son in traffic for more than 10 minutes going to school. And if the school doesn't accept us, then we go look for a house somewhere else and live close to there. And then we'll have a new studio. Cohiba Sequels are excellent. I'm a big fan of any of the Habanos on a Yado series. Yeah, those are nice too. As they age for an additional 5 to 8 years before being rolled. Yeah, anything aged or limited edition, Maduro wrapped, sign me up, man. Doesn't matter how expensive it is. A good cigar, it makes me very happy. What will be the nootropic of 2026? Honestly, I've been slacking on the research. The last 6 months, I know how to raise a daughter, and I know how to tune motorbikes, but I'm gonna be honest, man. I've been slacking on the PEDs because I've been just preoccupied with other stuff. So I have no idea if there's any new nootropic. I know that Modern Aminos added a whole list of new nootropics, and I was talking with Brandon a couple weeks ago. Let me see. Shop. Cognitive compounds. And it's like shit I haven't heard about. Like dihexa, sure, I know about. Nupep, sure. But NSI 189 phosphate. Bromantane, finally back in stock. Got some coming. Compound 7P. TAX 653. Sunifram, it's probably paracetam variant. IPAM. Indole propylam. So much new stuff. BPAP. J147. PRL 853. CMS 121. I should start doing some research. LTP. Is that 5-hydroxytryptophan? Out of stock. Yeah, a lot of new stuff to research into. So once I get back to the business in January, I'll get back. As a 40-year-old natural, is it possible to run 1 to 2 cycles with proper PCT and return to pre-cycle HPTA function and not rely on TRT for life? Yes, I think you can, but you'll be fantasizing about your next cycle because you'll have such a great experience, and it will fill in all the blanks of all the stuff that you've been missing since your testosterone levels have been naturally declining, that you would not want to go back. So doing a cycle or going on TRT even for the fuck of it is a lifetime commitment. You're going to be more positively aggressive, more assertive. Libido is going to be higher. You're going to have more energy levels. You're going to be more dominant. You're going to be more masculine. Just go on TRT and don't look back. Nobody ever did one cycle. And the people that did one cycle or 2 cycles are the people that also stopped bodybuilding and just got fat dad bods because life got in the way. But all the people that I know that did one cycle, did another cycle, and then another cycle, and then they blast and cruise, and then they're on TRT for life. Because life without it is just fucking boring afterwards. Galactic Lore Keeper Steve, with Project Hail Mary, The Mandalorian and Grogu, Supergirl, Spider-Man Brand New Day, and Avengers Doomsday coming in 2026. Which one are you most hyped to see first? Mortal Kombat 2. I cannot wait. I love Mortal Kombat. I think it's gonna, like Street Fighter. It's gonna be super campy, and I think with the right drug in my system, it's gonna be very entertaining. But Mortal Kombat, I'm looking forward the most. I'm sure Project Hail Mary is going to be good. Mandalorian and Grogu, after season 3, I'm not really sure. Supergirl just looks like that looks exactly like Guardians of the Galaxy. That could be a Guardians of the Galaxy 4. Spider-Man Brand New Day. I haven't seen anything yet. Avengers Doomsday. Spider-Man could be good. Avengers Doomsday, I'm highly skeptical. Avengers Endgame is basically where the Avengers and Marvel ended. And everything in between has been shit. It's been absolute trash. You know, Guardians of the Galaxy 3 was entertaining. But everything else in between has been absolutely terrible. And then they bring back Robert Downey Jr. and, as Doctor Doom. You know, and what Steve Rogers is coming back, Captain America, and those are the most popular characters because they couldn't get it done without them. So, I don't know, man. I mean, I did enjoy Avatar 3, but I was well, without giving too much away, for the guys that watched Avatar 3, small spoiler: somewhere in the middle of the movie, there's a tent scene with some DMT up the nose, and I was peeking right at that point. Perfect timing. Yeah, I found Avatar 3 very enjoyable, but again, I wasn't watching that sober, right? I might have had some gummies. Some. That was not a microdose. What else is coming? Major Cineplex. Let's have a look. We're at the end of the live stream, guys. Let's lighten up a little bit. It's the end of the year. Let's talk some movies. All right. English, please. I have to go to the Thai website because not all movies will play here. God. Oh, Thailand. Why is so slow, bro? Internet here has been really bad. I'm not gonna lie. It doesn't even go to the English website. Oh. Thailand, what are you doing, man? All right. Coming soon. My wife actually wanted to go watch Avatar again. I'm not against it. All right, let's see. Because I think only in April there will be movies I want to watch. The Bone Temple I can watch for streaming. I'm not too excited. 28 years later. Return to Silent Hill could be a sleeper movie. The trailer was actually quite interesting. I think the budget was kind of low. So again, if there's some good reviews, I might go watch it in the cinema. But I don't really do well with scary movies. I'm going to be honest. What else is coming? Stranger Things season 5. I'm watching that now. That's actually quite okay. So there's nothing I really want to watch in the cinema until Super Mario Galaxy in April. And then Mortal Kombat 2 in May. Super Mario Galaxy I will watch in the cinema for sure. Mortal Kombat 2, Mandalorian I'll watch. Oh, Masters of the Universe could be something. I like the anime, even though it was a little bit too female-centric. The animation that came out recently, two-parter. Supergirl, I'll just go, but I'm not gonna. Odyssey, that should be a good movie, right? That's Christopher Nolan. That should be good. Spider-Man, sure, why not? Cliffhanger? Oh no. Clayface? Nah. And a Street Fighter in October. Resident Evil in October. I'm skeptical on those movies. November. June Part 3 in December. And Avengers Doomsday and Dune on December 17th. Shit, man. It's going to be a double feature. Okay, so what am I actually excited for? Super Mario World or Super Mario Galaxy, Mortal Kombat 2, The Odyssey, and Dune. Is that it? Yeah, it's not a bad lineup. 5 movies, 6 movies. And then if you have a couple Netflix specials, like Sinners was really good, and Frankenstein was really good. That's all I remember from this year. What was the other space movie? Did I watch that this year with the spider and the... It was the movie. Anyway. Spider in Space movie. No, not Spider from Spaceman. I was 2024. That was a good movie. I liked Spaceman. 5.7 out of 10. Get the fuck out of IMDb. That was great. The spider represents regret. And once you get it, then you're like, oh, man, this movie really hits. But you need some trauma in your life before you get it. Like Adam Sandler in trauma movies. There's another movie where he plays Shadow of the Colossus. Shadow of Colossus. Adam Sandler. And then he keeps remodeling the kitchen. Reign Over Me. 2007. He lost his family in 9/11. Fuck, man. That movie, Reign Over Me, that will hit hard. If you had some trauma in your life, that will hit you hard. God, that was a good movie. And it's from 2007. That I remember. That movie I remember from 2007, but I can't remember for the life of me what I watched this year. Thanks, Hollywood. What are your thoughts about Zercher squats? I use a hack squat machine, currently nursing a bad lower back, but wanted to add free weight squats. So that's the one where you hold them like this, right? Hey, dude, if it works, it works. It's fine. I did like these kind of squats where you have the dumbbell until I went up to 80 kilo dumbbells and I couldn't hold them anymore. But those I really felt well in my quads. And then I put it like in, you have the plates and you put a pin through it. So you put like 11 or 12 25-pound plates. 25 times 12. Yeah, let's say 300 pounds, 325 pounds with the pin. That went well. Yeah, that went, and then you just squat down on a platform. Those were better than Zercher squats. Yeah, because it feels really bad in your elbows. But if you do the dumbbell squats, what's it called, pistol squats? Or is that on one leg? Anyway, the one where you hold it in between your legs, like a kettlebell swing, but it's just so heavy that you don't swing, but you squat down. That felt better than regular squats. Everybody's trying to fit a $500 question into a $10, $20 space. Yeah, that's true. Yeah, man, with all these abbreviations, I'm like, fuck, man, just fucking do a consultation, bro. These are for easy questions. One dad I'd like to fuck to another. Just want to say Merry Christmas and Happy New Year to you and the family. Looking forward to many more Q&As and deep dives in 2026. Keep killing it. Yeah, I've not really been killing it the last 7 months when it comes to this YouTube channel. Well, when it comes to motorbikes and daddy time, daddy-daughter time, haven't missed a fucking beat. Haven't missed a beat. And again, I warned you guys that this was going to happen. When I became a daddy, I was going to do daddy stuff. Daddy stuff. I had to research about how to raise a daughter. I had to research on, how to strengthen her legs and her arms early on, how to communicate with her, what kind of, reading material is good at a young age. And now we're learning how to feed her. She can feed herself. Bottle feeding is easy. She could hold it herself. She knows when it dips that there's no milk, so she raises it. So her shoulders and hand-eye coordination is pretty good, even though she does steer the bottle. Sometimes she starts rolling it around like it's a fucking steering wheel. Like, girl, what do you do? Jazzy, what are you doing, girl? It's like rolling it around. Like, what are you doing? What the fuck? Don't play with your food. And now we're feeding her blended shit. Chicken stock, avocado, a little bit of eggs. And first time her stool was like fucking messy. Like, Jesus Christ. It's going to explode. But yeah, now she eats solid food twice per day, man. That's why she's almost 70 centimeters tall. She's going to be a model. And she already said, yeah. Yeah. Not daddy or mommy, but yeah. So, grow into the dose. Well put. Yeah. So yeah, I'll keep killing it in 2026. But again, if there's not so many videos, I'm just doing dad stuff, man. That's the phase of my life I'm in now. Hide question gone in 30 seconds. I timed it. Hey, man. There's another one. You don't have much brain, so it doesn't matter. At 21, you don't have much brain. I didn't have much brain either when I was 21. I thought I did. I thought I was smart. I thought I was making rash decisions. But now looking back at double that age, 42 years old. So do the best you can. I started gear at 26. If you want to start at 21, it's your immature decision. And I can't not. If I tell you not to do it, you're going to want to do it harder. And if I tell you to do it, then you do it, then it's my fault. So it's up to you, bro. Should I be scared of melatonin? Heart failure studies. I love melatonin. I've been taking it almost every night for over a year. I'm 26. I haven't read that study in depth, so I'm not sure. I'm not sure if yeah, I'm not sure. Read it and decide for yourself. So he did read the study. Melatonin heart failure, there's definitely a correlation versus causation issue at work. For example, people with sleep apnea are more likely to develop heart issues and might use melatonin instead of getting CPAP. Yeah, so you're patching the problem and not solving it. So that doesn't surprise me, right? You have a sleep issue, and instead of resolving the issue that is causing you to sleep poorly, you patch it with melatonin. And that might mean that risk of heart failure, people who have need a CPAP, would have a similar risk of heart failure if they use diazepam or other sleep medication, right? So, like I always say, address the root cause first, and then you can use the medication if you can't piece it together that way, right? I tried everything to control my appetite. And the only thing that worked was a GLP-1. So I'm on that for life. Now, the side effects that people suffer from with GLP-1s, I don't suffer from because I do my daily fasted cardio. So elevated resting heart rate, I suffer from none at all. Digestive issues from GLP-1s, I suffer from none at all because I eat like I'm supposed to eat. because I follow an elimination diet and do food allergy tests. And if I notice that a certain food is not sitting well with me, then I don't eat it. Besides the cheesecake, but it's not a daily occurrence. I don't eat cheesecake every single day. Okay, so I always try to do the responsible thing, control whatever issue I have with dietary adjustments, lifestyle adjustments, abstaining from certain compounds or certain foods. And then if that doesn't work, and I tried everything in my power to resolve the issue, but it doesn't work, then okay, then there's a medication for it, right? But sleep issues, I haven't used melatonin. I use it once in a while, usually when I'm traveling. Or when I'm bored. Like, okay, what can I do tonight? I don't want to go to bed at 4 o'clock. I want to go to bed at 2, but I'm not sleepy. So I take my melatonin at 12 and do a little bit of work. Don't want to ride motorcycles. My family's asleep. My cats are well taken care of. I don't have any Lego sets to build. I'm just going to take 2 extra hours of sleep, and then you take melatonin and go to bed. And you wake up the next day. Oh, look at these cannons. Look at this detail. Oh, I wish it was everywhere. Yeah. Get 2 extra hours in and feel more rested. There needs to be more info before I'll stop using melatonin, as it's a pretty potent antioxidant. Yeah, so the benefits are very, very good. And if the negative effects of heart failure are actually coming from unaddressed conditions, then I think you're not running at risk of these conditions if you address them. Or you're not at risk of heart failure if you address the underlying conditions that are related to the heart failure, like sleep apnea, for example, or being a fat piece of shit that doesn't do cardio, right? Yeah, it's the melatonin that gave him heart failure. Is it, bro? Or the overuse of stimulants, like Monsters every hour and nicotine patches every fucking 30 minutes. I can't sleep, so I need melatonin. How about you take less fucking stimulants, you fucking crack addict? For fuck's sake. Not you, Bern, the theoretic. But you know the people it's just general population, right? The silly people. Got to work on this season Stranger Things and had a blast. Amazing team of filmmakers. Oh, really? Really? Were you one of the soldiers? Sean, bro, let me go to your IMDb page. Can't wait for your answer. Let me. Not the writer and composer. Oh, there you go. Such a sexy bastard. Stranger Things stunt double, 1 episode. Go on, tell us more. Sean, tell us more. Were you one of the soldiers that got like wiped by 11? Like, then I can go back. I still got the whole series backed up. I want to see your face. I hope you get those royalties, bro. I hope you get those fucking royalties. Thank you for your service. Have you found any interaction between 5-HTP and methylene blue? So 5-HTP increases serotonin levels, obviously, because that's 5-HTP is a building block for serotonin, and methylene blue is a MAOI inhibitor, prevents the breakdown of serotonin. Now, in the scientific evidence, when I did a deep dive on methylene blue, I saw small instances of serotonin syndrome when methylene blue was megadosed over 200 milligrams per serving. I would never recommend 200 milligrams per serving because that's an anti-malaria dose or a vasoconstrictive dose. All right, 5 milligrams, 10 milligrams is more than enough, and then people think more is better. So they go to 25 milligrams and then get anemic, and then they don't know why. It's the methylene blue, bro. Stop doing that shit. I have not found any drug interactions or serotonin syndrome interactions between 5-HTP and methylene blue, but is it a possibility? Sure. Could be. If you take 200 milligrams 5-HTP and 25 milligrams methylene blue, and now you get so much serotonin in your brain or your intestinal tract, that you get some serotonin syndrome effects, and yeah, it could be. Oh shit, man, we're way behind. Okay, guys, no more super chats. I didn't realize it was already 2:15. All right, I put it on the screen. No excuses. Fuck, I'm so far behind. Oh, no. Oh, no. Where am I? One second, guys. Let me find where I am. Ah, here. No, your thoughts on GHK copper into the biceps and shoulders after workouts to grow these muscles. Who's the one who introduced GHK copper for size enhancement? So yes, make sure you do your deep tissue massage therapy. Make sure you do your Grassland technique because it does create adhesions. It promotes so much collagen synthesis that it just tightens everything together with whatever keratin or the fibroblasts or whatever. That I'm not really sure about. But at the site of administration, you create a lot of collagen synthesis, especially if you combine it with collagen peptides, vitamin C, hyaluronic acid, etc., right, for collagen deposition. And you do it the day of your workout, post-workout, and the day after your workout, post-workout, because that's generally how long protein synthesis lasts, following a workout, so 2 days. So you do a back day, Saturday, so you pin your biceps post-workout, and then on Sunday again, post-workout, and then you do some deep tissue massage therapy on it Monday to remove the adhesions and the bound-up tissue. And then if you do shoulders on a Wednesday, then you pin shoulders on Wednesday. I would mostly do rear delts because that seems to be a little bit easier to grow and sculpt than front delts or side delts. And then, so you do Wednesday and then Thursday, and then some deep tissue massage therapy on it Friday, and then you repeat. Yeah, I got to do 2 massage therapy sessions per week. So, well, if you don't do it, you're going to be stuck. You won't be able to curl or do rear delts. Definitely looking forward to Mortal Kombat. It's hopefully also better filmed than 25. Well, the 25 one was good, man. I can't complain. Like, Mortal Kombat movies are not good, but they're entertaining. Get over here. Get over here. Killer Combo. Oh, that's a different game. Ultra Combo. I've ran 400 tests and 300 DECA for 7 months. I've always been off the DECA for 1 month. How long till a DECA is out of my blood? 18 months. I will be getting PEDs tested in November 2026. Yeah, you'll fail. You'll fail. Because the problem is with nandrolone is that the metabolite, what was it called? I can't remember, but the metabolite is constantly being topped off because nandrolone is a metabolic intermediate between testosterone and estradiol. It's produced in the aromatase enzymes. And that means the DECA that you took getting topped off even though you're metabolizing it, and then you get over 5 nanograms per milliliter on your urine. Even if you take calcium diglucarate and drink a boatload of water, but it's a sulfate enzyme one, I think. Do I have the nandrolone document here? Fuck, where is it? One second, I'll find it. Topics, Bistos and Nandrolone. One second. Oh, the cutoff is below 2 nanograms per milliliter, not 5. That's for women, it's 5. And men, it's 2 nanograms per milliliter in the urinary nandrolone metabolite cutoff by WADA. And what was the metabolite? I did write that down here. Ugh. Oh yeah, 19 norandrosterone, 19 NA. That's the metabolite, and you produce it yourself because you produce an androlone yourself. Again, in the conversion of tested to estradiol, and that means you have a detection time of 18 months. So you will not test clean in October, November 2026. You need until mid 2027 to test clean. Unless you don't, unless you stopped it 6 months ago, 7 months ago, then you might be okay. Get a Zercher squat pad for the Zercher squats, so much more comfortable. I said one of those bar tampons, goblet squats, sumo, yeah, goblet squats, and then sumo squats is the one where you hold it in between your legs. Alexandra Carrera with the banging body to the rescue. Like, look at that booty, she would know. Are you coming to the Arnold Classic? We should take a picture. I missed you when you took pictures with everybody because I either wasn't at the expo or I didn't show up to the Mr. Olympia last year. Fucking glorious, no pressure in the lower back and use your lower traps too. Okay, cool. All right, you guys figure it out amongst yourself. I'm gonna. Oh, there we're up. Oh, that was fast. All right. Oh, can't say much yet. In episode 8, it drops on New Year's Eve. Glad to talk about it after there. It's that's the NDAs, man. See, this is a true pro. Sean Sullivan, our resident stunt double, knows exactly what's going to happen in episode 8 because he was on set. I'll be looking out for your sexy face. I just hope you don't die in the most gruesome way where you end up looking like this. You know, where you're not as sexy as you are in your profile pic. But I'll be looking out for you, man. And then I'll tell my wife, we'll watch it together. So this is the guy that's always, he's one of the members. He said, it doesn't matter that he's on, doesn't matter that he's on Stranger Things. This guy's in my chat telling me to buy a fucking Harley Davidson V-Rod muscle, which eventually I will. But I've been looking at Boss Hosses and V8 cycles as well. And those look pretty sexy too. We'll get the fucking 8,000cc, 600 horsepower Boss Hoss and then supercharge it to 1,200 horsepower when I'm 50 and the kids are out of the house. 60. When I have nothing to lose, I'm going to buy a Boss Hoss and supercharge it to 1,200 horsepower. And then buy like 6 extra spare tires. I can't wait. Duffer Brothers are pure North Carolina excellence. Lots of Easter eggs in the show that nod towards Durham, their hometown. Oh, really? Yeah, those I probably wouldn't get, but all the other references of the 80s and 90s, or 80s, good stuff, man. Yeah, I'm thoroughly entertained. So far, it's been better than season 4. Yeah, that's true. All right, guys, I think we're pretty much at the end. So let's throw it in. Let's throw the towel in. A lot of people have left already. Sean, I'm looking forward to your appearance in Stranger Things. I can't wait. And I hope I can recognize you. Hopefully you don't die too brutally. Hopefully you survive. But as a stunt double, probably not. Guys, I wish you all have a very happy New Year. Don't do anything that I wouldn't do, which gives you a world of opportunities, because as you know, I've had some wild New Year's evenings with MDMA and LSD and fireworks, and then you know that was a long time ago, and GHB and alcohol also a long time ago, and a couple ones where I just sat at home and you know, chill out with the cats because the cats were freaking out. So that's more recent. And then this year will be my first New Year's with my daughter, chilling out at home because, again, the cats will freak out. So I'll be making sure that everybody's nice and comfortable as a family man that had a wild past. And for the guys that are not family men yet, enjoy your wild current life because it will not last. It will not last. So you make those fucking memories that when you're 40 years old, you don't have to fantasize about what if I'm going to have, you know, a crazy fucking New Year's party. You've done it already. You've done it already and somehow survived. to tell stories about it, you know. And then you can like, yeah, it's okay. Steve, you want to go out? I said, no, man, I've done this and 10 times worse. So happy New Year's to all of you guys. We'll see you next weekend on the next Vigorous Q&A, the first one of 2026. And I hope that everybody will show up with a good story to tell about how wild their New Year's evening was, because mine will be boring. So I'm relying on you guys to tell me some good stories, okay? Peace out. See you in 2026. Take care, guys.